Hi guys, Nathan here, and welcome back to Nathan Codes. Please tell me I sound cheerful enough. Today I thought I would explain to anybody in the audience who doesn't actually understand some of this stuff, basic programming concepts. This is intended as a video for people who haven't done programming before, so if you have, then, well, this isn't really the video for you. So, I hope it's working. I'm going to be doing pseudocode in Notepad. Pseudocode is not actually code. It just looks like code. It's for people people can understand it. It doesn't have any extra details. It's just what I'm using for explaining this. Today I'm going to be covering things like data types, control flow, functions, etc., etc., etc. So, first of all, I think I should explain types. The type is just, well, 6, for example, is an integer. An integer is a type. 6.5 is a decimal. A decimal is a sort of type. Then there's another type, which one might think of as a word. It's called a string. A string is like walruses, or walrus. I'm obsessed with walrus, if you are not aware. I don't think I've mentioned that in a previous video, but that's a type. You can't just have walrus, or the thing will interpret that as a class, which is more complicated. I should explain classes. So one of the things you can do with a string is print it. The most common program ever, like this is the first program you write. If you start programming, you are obligated to do this. Hello world. This is a program. And if I could actually run pseudocode, I can't, but if I could, this would make it so that the console would output hello world. I really should have thought this through. Maybe I should open a console. So, what exactly should I do? Well, other things. You can create variables. I'm going to create the variable x. X equals 6 plus 2. So then if I were to print x, because you can also print integers, you can print any type, I think, it will just convert it into a string. Then this would print 8. And that's how you indicate that something's printed, I believe. This thing is just a way of showing a console output. So, another thing... then there's control flow. So another type you could create is a boolean. A boolean is a true or false value. So I'm going to use the words true and false, which will not be shown as strings. So I'm going to create a bool b, and then I'm going to create b equals input. I'm actually going to do it like this. Equals input boolean value. Notice the space here. That is so that, it works. So then there's control flow, like the if-then. If-then will take a condition, so if b, and you could do other things like if I have a value x, then I could have if x is greater than 2. Do something. And do something is just what I'm going to use from now on when I want just stuff. So then if I have if b do something, then we'll ask you for input, so it will have this, and then you could type in something like true. You could type in true, and then it would do something. If you were to type false, then it would do nothing. There are other things you can do, like else. Else will execute if this is false. and you can nest an if statement. So I'm going to create the bool C equals random, and it's going to, and that's going to be different every time. So else, do something else. By the way, these things with the parentheses at the end, these are function calls. They're built-in functions. So then other things include like loops. So the for loop, I'm going to create the string walrus for, okay, so if I were to type 4x in walrus, I'm going to change this to avoid confusion. Walrus apocalypse. Print x. And what this will do is it will basically print to this. W A L R. It will print all of Walrus Apocalypse letter by letter. So that's the for loop. The while loop will do this. The while loop works like this. I'm going to create a boolean bool x equals true for, you will notice probably by now I've had wild inconsistencies in the way my code works. That is a side effect of pseudocode. I don't have like usually everything I typed would actually be highlighted, but while x equals input. So then what this will do is it will, basically I don't want to have to type this out, but it will output, it will say, wait, input what it will do is it will ask you to continue every time, and if you type true, then it asks you again. If you type false, it stops and the program is over. So I've covered the while loop, the for loop, the should I cover the switch statement? No. How about the functions? Okay, so if I were to declare a function, and I'm going to use a very traditional one, happy birthday name. This is not how most functions are declared, but what this will do is it will when I call the function, we'll see. So what it does is print happy birthday to you. And I'm taking some liberties with the code here. I keep using Python accidentally. But what it do in theory, it would repeat 2 times. Then it will print join happy birthday dear name, print happy birthday to you. Okay, very little time left. So then if I call happy birthday John, it will basically sing happy birthday with the name John. And that is how this works. And I'm out of time.